Thank you, thank you, thank you. That didn't add up, but that's okay because we're not here to add. This lesson's about multiplication. Get ready to learn something useful. So I'm Mr. Ray the teacher. There's my social media. Please also give this channel a subscribe, especially if you end up learning something from it. So we're doing mathematics, math or maths, wherever you are in the world. Basic calculations is the topic, and toilet paper, because we are dealing with something that you might find crappy, but this is how we deal with it. I'm gonna wipe away those problems. Now, these puns are just really bad. Multiplication, and yeah, it's a numbers game. And there's the social media. Also check it out. And yeah, let's get on with it. So basic calculations, multiplication, it might seem gnarly, it might not be, it might have been something you skipped in elementary or primary school. And if you do know it, well, great. But here's another way to think about it. So it is just a matter of memorization of your times tables. Another way to think of it is if you multiply your toilet paper. Wait, multiply, multiply, multiply. So for example, 4 times 1, 4 squares with 1 ply equals 4 squares. Pretty simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 times 2 equals 6. Or 3 squares with 2 plies is 6 squares, because you've got on your top ply 1, 2, 3, and then your second ply 4, 5, 6 squares. If we're going to do 4 times 3 equals 12, so we're doing 4 squares with 3 ply toilet paper. So that equals 12 squares. So this person, triple ply, Richie, rich. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there you go. And did you know there is such a decadent toilet paper? So this is where you are if you're wiping your with this, 3 squares with 4 ply equals 12 squares. And here you go, just looking at the colors here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just looking here, I've just noticed, I see how here 12 squares, 12 squares. So if you had triple ply toilet paper, but you got 4 squares out of them, then you'd be getting 12. Whereas if you had quadruple, but we don't go that far, you'd also get 12. If we went with 4 squares with quadruple ply being the times 4 component, then you'd have 16 squares. Cool. Hopefully I haven't confused you. Hopefully I've made you think of an easy way to remember it. Your single ply, your cheapy El Cheapo toilet paper, your double ply, which is stock standard, your triple ply when you're getting fancy, and your quadruple ply. It's there. To be honest, I reckon companies make money by making those plies super duper thin. So, because look, it's not that thick. I don't know. Check it out. Check your bathroom. You're probably watching this video while you're in the bathroom or in the toilet anyway. So multiplication with units is just a matter of memorization of your times tables. There's no ifs, no buts, no coconuts about this. I have stolen that line from a student, but I'm totally hooked on it because I like tropical beaches. Yeah, so here you go. I have put some certain ones in bold that are super easy, like your 10s times tables, your 5s are ones that should go by default. It's like a grid, so you just look here and run it down. And so like 5 times 5, boop, 25. That number's further than 24. If you get the reference, let me know below. It was SpongeBob. So here we go. Just here's something for your knowledge. All your timetables in glorious color. I made this, so feel free to screenshot it. So you got your 1 times tables, 2 times tables, 3 times tables, etc. all up to 12. So that's what I learned through school. That got me through fine. Moving along, so here are some tips and tricks with multiplication. Times number 1, the numbers are as is. Times number 2, you are counting all the even numbers. Times 5 can be done on your hands. Times 10 is just like times 1, but adding a 0 on the end. And times 9, just do times 10 and subtract the number you are multiplying with. 9 times 9 equals, so you just do 9 times 10 equals 90. Minus 9 equals 81. So this step here you should be doing in your head. And then you got multiplications with tens. So when you're doing that. So I don't mean multiplying by 10. It's when you're doing with the tens thing. So here you go. 7 times 5. Carry the 3. 7 times 1 plus the 3 equals 10. So you just drop it down. Now, really important to make sure your numbers line up. So yeah, if you wonder why. Also really important to line up before you get into class. Discipline, discipline, discipline. Now, because we're the tens, first 0 of the extra row. Then we do 1 times 5, which is 5, 1 times 1, which is 1, and then we just draw a line here. So adding downwards, 5 plus 0 is 5, 0 plus 5 is 5, and 1 plus 1 is 2. There's your answer, 255. So, you know what's funnier than 24? 25, with a 5 at the end. I'm digging that. That was just a mad coincidence I found, eh? Circle your answer too. That always helps because in amongst your working out, it could be hard to find your answer. Could get lost in the numbers. It's not a rule, but it's a good tip. Now multiplication with the hundreds, similar thing again, but we're going to go an extra row further. So you just line those numbers up. So let's do 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 9 plus 1 is 19. And then that carries the 1 over there. I'm just slowing it down so you can see it. 2 times 3, or 3 times 2, plus 1 is 7. Now, we move on to the next row as before, and then we repeat the process here. So 2 times 8, 16, carry it over there. Let's move it on. So check that your numbers line up, and then we'll, so there you go, I've drawn them up for you. Then your second row, you add 2 zeros. So second, 2 zeros, 1, 2, and then we're going to start from here. So if we're multiplying thousands, it's the third extra row. Multiplying by tens of thousands, it's on the fourth extra, etc. So you're just adding the extra zeros below here. So 2 times 8 is 16. And then, then you've got that one. Sorry, 7 times 8 is 56. And then you carry the tens over. 7 times 9 is, help me out. I've done this here anyway. Let's just put it all here. And then wrap that bad boy up. It checks out. I haven't checked this PowerPoint ages ago, but it checks out. If it doesn't, feel free to correct me. And I'll shout you a coffee. I'll send it over online somehow. So now that we've got the numbers added up, you basically lined up, you add them up like this. So 6 plus 0 is 6. 9 plus 6 plus 0 is 15. You carry the 1. 7 plus 9 plus 6 plus 1 is 3. 7 plus, and you got the 2 from the 20s. 2 plus 7 plus 8 is 17. And then you do 1 plus 7, which is 8. And if there's nothing to add on, you just carry it down. Now, because I made this PowerPoint ages ago, but I'm only recording it now, I'm just going to ask, hey Siri. See, Apple's products fail. And this is why I'm leaving the whole Apple system as soon as I can. That walled garden, that whole Fortnite escapade. So 398 times 722. And it's 287,356, otherwise known as 287,356. It checks out. There's your answer. Don't forget to circle. And when you're multiplying with decimals, multiply as if there was no decimal. Worry about the decimal at the end and count how many numbers to the right of the decimal points. When you're done multiplying, count those numbers again, right to left direction. They will serve as digits. So start right and move left and insert the decimal point after you've counted digits to telling what place to put it. So multiplication of decimals, let's just work this one out here. We have 38.426 times 6.5. So I'm just going to go to the big kahuna there, carry it over. So there's your math. So I'm just doing the first one, 5 times 8 now. So I'm up to here is 40, but you got the 2, so plus at 42. I can predict the future. There will be a little 4 here. Oh, genius. So 15 plus 4 is 19. Now we move on to the second row. So your first extra row. So you put 1 0. And then we go from here. 6 times 6 is 36. Carry the little 3. And then I'll just do that for you there. Now you got that. You add them up. So 0 plus 0 is 0. 3 plus 6 is 9. 1 plus 5 is 6. 2 plus 5 is 7. 9 plus 0 is 9. Then you got a 4. Then you got the 2. Now, count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Y are sans. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or yon. Isa, dalawa, tatlo, apat. I think I've got enough languages covered there. Now, I've got 4 places. So, count them bad boys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check your decimal point there. So some cultures, they use a comma to mark a decimal point, especially if you're in Europe or if you're coming from abroad studying in, say, the States or Australia. So that can be confusing, especially if you're using commas to separate every 1,000. So let's just stick with the decimal point A because it works pretty well. The answer. By the way, any competent math teacher should know that in some places the decimal point is written as a comma. But hey, just save us the stress, yeah? Circle your answer so it doesn't get lost amongst the numbers. Now let's wrap things up. What'd you learn today? If that's what someone asks you, please don't waste the taxpayer dollar, especially if you go to a public school. Multiplications, when you multiply numbers, think of it like toilet paper. When multiplying with tens, you need to memorize up until then. Don't forget to carry over the numbers. Line them up. Don't forget your zeros every time you start a new row. Don't forget to add, and don't forget to count where your decimal point should be. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out my other videos. Tell your friends, classmates, colleagues, spread the word. Much appreciated. Check out my Patreon if you want to support me. I haven't even really checked that out, but yeah, it is what it is. Watching the ads helps too if this video has been monetized. So thanks, and a special shout out and thanks to the following. So it's Habibi and my year 8 remedial math class. So yeah, you guys haven't taught you in a while. Hopefully you're doing pretty all right. And also stage 4 too. Hope you're doing good, my former stage 4 math class. All right, catch you on the flip side. Don't forget to learn for a brighter future. Ciao.